long time.
The one that's illegal to be taken out, because of all the diseases they can carry, not supposed to be transported. The hazmat thing.
Morning, guys.
Morning.
So what was our takeaway yesterday? What we talked about?
Trying to stay engaged, share your knowledge.
Basically talked about our SDO process, right?
Yep.
What the goals are with it. So here's the first question. How much per minute were we at last May?
$1.81.
$1.81, look at you. Right on the money.
Yeah, you remember that, huh?
Yep, $1.81, where are we at today?
160.
Oh, 160. Yeah.
160, yeah.
So 21 cents per minute, per person, for almost a year. How much does that make?
Got a
A
calculator?
lot, right?
Yeah.
That's what I was talking about by it makes our time more valuable. Okay, so what is engagement? And this is, I'm gonna give you the term, this is an engagement by means of the SDO process, okay? It's emotional commitment an employee or an employee has to the organization and its goals. So this shows that. When we make goals like that, it shows that you guys have commitment to the goals and to getting better. 21, that's nothing to scoff at, guys. 21 cents a minute. That's a lot of equity put into this, right? Okay, where do we find our target times? Since we're talking about minutes. On that sheet, daily driver lineup, right?
Yep.
Why is it important to know what your clock out time is supposed to be?
Should be aware of to be here, or thinking that we.
Schedule the time
to run into.
to be
here.
It's a way to set your pace, right?
Yeah.
And not necessarily all the time is that going to be right. We've discussed that, right? Regression numbers can change. But that's why we have the most help needed route and stuff. And we're working on stuff like that, right? There's always a different way of looking at things. I mean, you can get mad at those numbers all you want. Is it going to help you? What is going to help you?
Just go out and do your job.
That engagement. Having the commitment of trying to meet the goals. That's where it is.
You can try, but in the same sense, you still gotta stay with the way the company wants, you got their private, or how you're supposed to do things, you're not supposed
Yeah.
to, you're not supposed to drive and pack.
Well,
You're not?
That's what they say.
that's the whole thing though, is it's still a commitment to change. It's not saying you have to drive and pack. It's saying, where do we find the minutes to get to where our regression numbers are? So with that being said, how much time do we have for our post trips?
Or 14 minutes.
The post is 14 minutes.
Yeah, 14 minutes. Can you guess how many times we're out of compliance with that?
A lot.
A whole bunch. Why is that though?
Trying to spend stuff to the mechanic or, you know, doing, tearing up our own tires, which, okay, we're gonna do.
Yeah. How can we get better at it though? Throw out the suggestions, right? Like I throw out the suggestion, if you check your tires while you're fueling up, a lot of the places they have air hoses right there, so you don't have to reel the hose all the way up.
But we were always told not to do that, it can change by the time. I mean,
Typically, you're gonna fuel before you come back to the shop, right?
right, that's when I do it, just before I come back.
Yeah.
On my
And
way
that's-
out here.
That's fine, I've talked to Mitch about that, that's fine. That's gonna save you.
But
time.
it also tells you in the handbook that you're not supposed to leave that,
We're not supposed to leave that.
you're not supposed to leave that handbook.
Yeah, I know, but is it gonna save you time if you?
Well, yeah, it does. I mean,
I'm not saying while you're
You know.
pumping your fuel, I'm saying
Yeah.
it'll take you less time because you have the air hose there. So it's just finding those little short ways of actually fixing the time slot.
Not big state where I'm sure there'd be there, so I feel like Clark, but,
Yeah.
how big theirs is there, sitting there,
So what's the takeaway for today? Remember that here to there thing that we talked about yesterday? We're here again now. So now we need to find out how to get there. So with what we talked about today, how can we get there? Gotta work at it. So what can we work on? That's what I want to take away out.
Can you work on it? Productivity.
Productivity. We can work on staying engaged. Because I know that you guys all have a commitment. You've been here for how long? If you weren't here for that long, then would you have the commitment? Probably not. It's people buying into it, buying into the processes. I want you guys to make sure that you're looking at your times, and I know that you guys do. I need to get through the second watch a little bit more, but I see you guys looking at your times, and you guys actually bring it to me to say, hey, what's up with this time? That shows me commitment right there too. Because you're questioning the regression time. And we've adjusted it a few times. We're working on our post-trip times. That's one of the biggest things. Trying to get our post-trips down within that 14-minute area. Because that's going to get us to there too. It's going to get us down below our numbers. When we're looking at 30 to 40-minute post-trip times, yeah. Yeah. I can start sharing them with you in the afternoon if you want me to. Just to show you what your day prior was. Might give you a better idea. Sometimes you just kind of lose track of time. Like right now, we're, what, 4 minutes over the time that I'm supposed to have for this? It's that easy to get out of time. Let's have a safe day though. And if you guys are interested in that, I can definitely give you those times tomorrow.